Hi, are you considering opening a Invest or an ISA account with Trading 212? Or are you wondering whether Trading 212 is a legal and legitimate company? Then you need to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what is Trading 212 and whether it's a legitimate company. I'll also be walking through the core features of Trading 212 as an app in this video. Hello and welcome to The Nimble Nomad. My name is Arjun and this is the channel where I talk about money and immigration related tips, tricks and hacks to survive and thrive in the UK. Sorry, it's a bit dark, but it's really rainy and cloudy outside today. So in this video, I actually wanted to run through what is Trading 212 because I'm sure if you've heard about investing in 2020 or 2021, Trading 212 has probably come up as a platform to use. A lot of people that are interested in investing are a little bit skeptical about Trading 212, and it's one of the things that I was skeptical about, because how can you actually have an investment platform which actually doesn't charge a single penny of fees for you to actually invest and use them as a platform?
Because you are paying for things that should be free.
So in this video, I want to actually run through some basics on where the company came from, who are the founders, and in fact, is it a legitimate and regulated company or not? I'll also be going through the core features of Trading 212, i.e. once you download the app, how do you actually use Trading 212? So let's get into the video.
Introducing zero commission stock trading by Trading 212. Join the revolution with the UK's #1 trading app.
Okay, so first thing, let's get into where did Trading 212 start and is it legitimate? So Trading 212 actually is a Bulgarian company, and it was started by two guys from what I can tell on my research. Started by this guy, Ivan Ashminov, and also the second co-founder is this chap Boris, who I managed to find and track down on LinkedIn. Both of these guys have started Trading 212 about 5 or 6 years ago with a view that they wanted to basically disrupt the investment platform and brokerage community in the UK. So what they did is they launched a service which basically allows you to invest in the stock market without actually charging you a single penny of fees on any of your transactions. So if you were to invest through AJ Bell or Hargreaves Lansdown, which are one of the largest platforms in the UK, you'd actually be paying on average about £7 to £10 per trade or per transaction. Now, if you trade on a day-to-day basis, or if you don't have a lot of money to invest, then this becomes a bit ridiculous, because let's say you're buying £100 worth of share, and if you're paying £10 on a transaction, that's 10% of your investment eaten up right there by the platform. So Trading 212 actually gives you access to invest very easily without actually charging you a single penny for a single transaction. Now that really makes things a lot more easier when you want to buy and sell shares. So the second thing that we want to look at is that you want to know, and when you're investing money in any sort of financial institution or through any brokerage firm, is to understand whether this is a legitimate company. Now there are only two things that you absolutely need to know in case you are investing money through any sort of platform, which is: one, are they FCA regulated, and two, are they covered by the FSCS protection scheme. Now I'll get into each one of those. So if you go onto the Trading 212 website and you do a bit of digging, which is you look into what is their registration status and what kind of an organization they are, you will find that the Trading 212 platform and organization is actually regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, which is the UK regulator for any financial institution. So any large financial institution is actually regulated in the UK through the FCA, and the other one is the PRA, but in this case you really want to be bothered with is the FCA. So as long as a organization is regulated by the FCA, they have to adhere to the Financial Conduct Authority's regulatory requirements, which means that they need to be able to provide a fair service, and often the FCA will reach out and investigate them in case they are doing anything that breaches any of their code of conduct or requirements or regulatory aspects that they require organizations to adhere. Now, the second thing that you want to know about the investment platform that you're investing in, and that's with any investment platform, irrespective of whether it's Trading 212 or not, is whether the actual platform is regulated under the FSCS protection scheme. Now, this is basically a protection scheme which if the organization falls under or is protected under, allows that any asset, so this includes cash, stocks, securities, any funds, anything that you have put into this particular organization in your account, you are protected up to £85,000 under this protection scheme. So if, for example, Trading 212 for whatever reason went bust, right? Under this scheme, if you had funds up to £85,000 or investments up to £85,000 under this scheme with Trading 212, you would be refunded this amount by under the FSCS protection scheme. So if you go onto their website, you can see that actually they are covered under this. So this makes sure that any funds that you invest are protected and you are safe. So those are actually the two fundamental things you absolutely need to know, and that's all that you actually need to know and care about when you're investing money through Trading 212. So there is absolutely nothing else that you need to be worried about. And this applies to any other financial organization. So if you're getting involved with a bank, insurance company, whatever it is, these are the two fundamental things that you need to know about. And Barclays or Hargreaves Lansdown or AJ Bell or any one of these organizations would be covered by these as well. So Trading 212 actually ends up being no different to any of these big guys. So actually, to be honest, you should go ahead and invest with these guys. Okay, so let's get into the actual app and how do you actually use and download Trading 212. Now that you have comfort that you can actually use Trading 212, let's get into how would you actually use Trading 212. So before I get into that, I do want to clarify that Trading 212 as a platform has both a website as well as a mobile or tablet app that you can download and install on your device. Personally speaking, having used both of them, the website has a limited number of features, and that's not really how they operate, or rather it seems like they don't want their users to actually be using the website. They've really focused on the app, which is actually fantastic. So if you do plan to use Trading 212, it's one of the most important things for you to consider, which is the fact that you're going to have to use a mobile device in order to access the investment platform and access or make transactions with your investments and funds. So let's get into how do you actually download and install the app, and then what I'll do is I'll run through the core features very quickly on the actual app as to how do you actually use it and how do you buy, sell, and use the different features that are available. So let's get into it. Right, okay, so I'm here on my wife's phone actually, because I'm actually using my phone to record this video. So what I'm gonna do is very quickly, so you can see she's got an Apple phone. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the App Store, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now search for Trading 212. So very simply put, I just search for Trading 212 and it's one of the first things that shows up. So if I click on this, it immediately comes up with Trading 212. Now we already have Trading 212 installed on this phone, but what you would want to do is just click here. You should have a get button, download that, and then you should be able to install that on your phone. Now this applies equally if you have an Android phone, and you can do the same thing as well. Now, if you've stayed with me up until this point in the video and you are still interested in investing through Trading 212, why not consider signing up through the link I have in the description below. If you do deposit £1 after you signed up through that link, you can get a share worth up to £100, and I get a share as well, and it really does help this channel out, and it helps me produce better videos and better quality content. Of course, I would not be recommending Trading 212 as a platform unless I used it myself. I actually use it on a regular basis, and that's why I'm actually talking about this. And I personally think that if you do want to invest, I do think you should use Trading 212 as a platform. Just as a heads up, if you do decide to sign up through the link below, and if for some reason you do not get your free share, what you can also do is go to the option where you can select a add promo code, and you can use the promo code that I have in the description below, and it will assign you a free share. Please keep in mind that you need to do this within 2 weeks of opening your Trading 212 account in order to get your free share. So usually if you do invest through it, you put in £1, you get on average a free share worth about 10 or 15 pounds. That's usually what you end up with, but in any case, for £1 you're getting 15 pounds. So in case you don't want it, you can just sell the share and take that money out anywhere. Okay, so we're back on my wife's phone now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the Trading 2. There you go, she's got it right up there as the first app on there. So we're going to click that. Keep in mind this is her portfolio and it's not fairly large, so we're going to use this. So we're in the app now, and as you can see, we're using her ISA account now. So this is the home screen, and it's basically got all the different stocks and shares that you can find and select and add to watch. I personally, or we both personally, use this just to track and see what the share price of a particular company is at any particular day or given time. And you can do this for various things. So you've got funds, ETFs, different new on Trading 212. So if there are any new companies that are coming on, then you can add those as well to your watch list. We've obviously got one which she's called UK Phoenix Fund, so we've got that, and she tracks and watches this. So right up here on top is basically a summary view, and you can shift between the different types of accounts. So obviously we're in an ISA Trading 212. You can do an invest, which is outside your ISA, but if you are in the ISA, then you have obviously a limitation on how much you can deposit, which is £20,000. As you can see, she's only deposited 500 this tax year, so the 2020-2021 limit is £20,000. And if you do want to use it, you can, the maximum you can use is until the 6th of April 2021. So this is just a quick overview. It's quite nice because you can see what percentage of your ISA has been used. So here it's just 3%, and there's a huge way to go on here. So this is kind of the very top level view. Now on here at the bottom, you can see these different symbols. You've got this pie thingy, you've got a magnifying glass, and you've got this people thing. But the most important ones that you want to use are the second and third one, so this pie thing. So if I click on this pie here, there you go, you can see her portfolio, and you can see that she's invested £2,700 or £2,800, and the current value of the portfolio is about £2,700 odd pounds. And that's because we've just had a choppy week where the markets have been red for the majority of it. Here you've got this bit of a graph which just shows, okay, over the past week, how has the portfolio performed. So this little dotted line that you see on top, that's the total amount that's been invested, and you can see how the portfolio has been performing, which is it's gone under, so it's basically red and it's going up and down. And then if you go underneath that, you can see all the stocks that she holds. Now, what I do want to clarify here is that we're not advocating that anybody goes and buys the stocks that she's got here, but this is just the ones that she's invested in. So she's obviously got quite a few UK stocks that she's invested in. But let's take, for example, BP, right? One of the shares that she's bought. So if I click on BP now, I can actually see the BP share price, and I can see I've got these charts at the bottom. So you've got one day. So how is it done over the last day? So this would be Friday is the last trading day. 1 week, so you can see over the week how it's performed, and this little dotted line that you're seeing over here, which is 284.57, is the average price of her investment. So obviously the stock price is below 284. And just to be clear, this is 272 pence, not 272 pounds. So it's actually £2.72 per share. I know I was confused when I first started investing as well. I was like, why is it so expensive for a particular share? But it's actually £2.72. So if I go to monthly, I can see the month view, 3 months, 1 year, and the full maximum. Now keep in mind this max varies on when the stock was actually added to the Trading 212 platform. Some stocks have been added at different times, so it won't have the full history. So if I guide on this, so you can see like the earliest is around 2012. So it's about 8 years worth of history. My recommendation is, if you want to really use a chart function, is to use Yahoo Finance to actually do it rather than Trading 212. Okay, so if we go down below, you've got different investments. So she's got 307 shares. I'll get into what buys are, but she's got 215 buys and 57 that she's bought manually. And it shows you what your average return and your average price are. And then you can see what the sell price would be. Then you've got a little bit of technical analysis, some key PE ratios, some information about the company. What does the company do? What is don't go. Some of these stats are off. They're not really updated. So it's showing a dividend yield of 8.85%, but it's not accounting for BP's dividend cut, which took place in March 2020. So I wouldn't use this for the technical analysis, personally speaking, because I think some of the information is a bit outdated. And then what you can do is you can set up price alerts over here. So if I click this and I say, alert me when it's £2.50, and I say set price, immediately if the share price touches 250 pence or £2.50, I'll get an alert on the app. So this is pretty helpful. So in case you're looking to buy a particular share at a particular price, then this could be a great feature that you might want to use. So this is the investments tab. I've obviously run through it. And then right at the bottom, you've got an allocation. So if I click this, then I can see the full allocation of the 5 investments that she's got and the percentage allocation to each one of those investments as well. So obviously 30% on BP, which is her largest holding. And then right at the bottom, she's got a little bit of Shell, which is about 12.5%. So this is a nice way of monitoring your portfolio, and you can see how each one of them is doing. Now, the other feature, or this is pretty important actually, is pies. Now, what she's done is she's created pies for each one of the investments, and basically the reason why these pies exist is actually so that you can create your own little funds or baskets of funds. So let's take the example of BAT. So this is basically British American Tobacco that she's got a pie on for. What you can actually do with a pie is actually you can create a whole bunch of stocks to be added into the pie, and you just put in, let's say, £100, and what you can do is you can allocate how much of the pie has whatever, depending on what stocks you have. So if I had 3 stocks, I could have 33% allocation to each one of them within the pie. So you have different slices. But here, she's just done one. And the reason for that is she doesn't want to actually have multiple investments in one pie. She prefers to invest in individual stocks. But one of the advantages of doing that is to having it within one stock within one pie is you can reinvest the dividend income at auto reinvest. So if you buy manually and you add the investment into the pie, you can set this up. So if I click this, I can set up auto reinvest on the dividend income for that particular stock or share. And this is really good. This is what I talk about on my videos consistently, the power of compounding. So BAT is actually a fantastic share in case you're interested. I'm not recommending that you do buy it, but it is a fantastic share to buy because it has a dividend yield of 7%. I have done a post on it on my Instagram in case you're interested. But all of these are high dividend paying stocks, which is why she's invested individually into each one of these pies. So this is how you can set up some pies. What you can do is you can open up the pie library and you can see what other people are doing with their pies as well, and or create your own pie. So I mean, this is up to different people how they want to do it. I mean, this is how my wife's done hers, and I do mine as well in a similar way. Now, the final feature that I really want to run through is the search function and the ability to find new investments. So if you want, you can just click that magnifying glass, search for the different investments. So obviously I've recently viewed BP, so it's showing up here. But let's take the example of Unilever, which is another favorite company of mine. Click on that, you got Unilever right up there, which is on her watch list. So you've got that there. What I'll do is I'll click the Netherlands one. And if I want to add this to a particular watch list, this little blue button here on the bottom right corner, click on that, and I can add that to any particular watch list that I already have established, or I can create a new watch list. And once I do, if I go on, click on this home button, that watch list will be here. So you've got Unilever here, any case. So those were the key features that I wanted to run through on the app. Now keep in mind, there is another option whereby you can select a switch to practice mode. So if you're not really confident with investing with real money, what you could do is you could invest in a practice mode. She's previously never used practice, and Trading 212 has stopped this temporarily at the moment, so it's not working. Now the other thing I was talking about that promo code earlier. So if you do want to start your own investing account and you want to do it by getting a free share, what you can do is click on this promo code, use the code that I've given you if you just opened your account recently, or sign up through the link that I've provided as well. So let's look at one more feature before I absolutely close off, which is how do you actually buy and sell shares? So this is actually really important because ultimately the whole reason why you actually have this app is so that you buy and sell. But basically right here, you have the buy and sell option. So if you click on buy, you have two options. One, you can buy a number of shares, which is obviously always ideal, or you can buy a specific value. So if I shift the value, you can say how much you want to buy shares for. So let's say you want to buy for £100. Obviously she doesn't have £100 in her account free at the moment, but if she did, she would be able to buy 36.5 shares. Now, I would really recommend that if you do choose to buy stuff, that you buy the shares by allocating the number, and you only do it during open market hours. And the way you can find out if you can buy or sell the share is you click on this market close section, and it will tell you the days and times when the market is actually open. So obviously I'm recording this video on a Saturday, but the days between Monday and Friday, which are the normal trading days, you have the market which is open. The market opens at 8 o'clock in the UK, closes at about 4:30 p.m. So just make sure that the market is actually open before you place a buy order. If you do it outside of these opening hours, what you will find is your funds will be held. You can obviously cancel that transaction, but it will buy on whatever the best available price is once the market opens. So if you want to, you can of course always set price targets as well, but I mean, ideally you want to buy when you're comfortable with buying and selling. So of course the same thing applies with selling. The final thing with buying and selling I did want to say is, so when I want to buy, and obviously I'm recording this on a Saturday, so bear with me on this, but if I bought at 272, but if I wanted to sell, I may not get the same price, because this is something called a spread. And usually your sell may be a little lesser than your buying price, which means that you actually make a loss on it. It's not a dramatic amount, but that's usually called a spread. So don't buy and sell at very, very short intervals, because you will be losing some money if you do that. But that's the only thing I wanted to talk about. So that's it, guys. That's all the features of Trading 212 as a investment platform, and a quick beginner's guide on how do you actually download, install, use the Trading 212 app. I hope this video has helped you out, and if it did, please smash that like button and do not forget to subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and it ensures that I make more videos, and also the video that I'm producing gets pushed out to more people. As I said, if you are interested in opening an investment account, please try and use the link that I've shared in the description below, and I'll keep coming back with great videos for you to watch. Thanks very much, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.